Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chief Executive Officer, Microsoft, Steve Ballmer.
This is a lot of fun. Welcome to the beautiful, sunny Northwest. We thought we'd do this on campus this year. That seemed like a really good idea when we were going through the all-time driest summer in Seattle history. But, and I say to those of you who may have come from the East Coast, we've got a little better out here than folks back east, and our thoughts are with those who may have family back east or the folks who are dealing with some of the devastation from the hurricane. But we are very glad to have all of you here with us. We have thousands here in a big old tent on the Microsoft corporate campus, and then, of course, many other tens and hundreds of thousands on the webcast around the world. I guess this Build conference was somewhat highly anticipated. We sold out in 53 minutes. So if you were on the webcast and you wish you were here, we apologize. Bigger, better venue, I know it better, bigger venue next year. I also think this is about the perfect time to be together. Windows 8, Windows Phone 8, and Microsoft Surface are all now really here. And we'll have a chance to talk a little bit about what that means and what the opportunity is. We'll have a chance to roll up our sleeves and get into it in a number of the breakout sessions with you. And I think all in all should be a lot of fun for all of our attendees. Given that these great new products are here, the first question one might ask is, okay, Steve, how are they doing? Well, today is Tuesday. Friday was the first day of sale of Windows 8 and Surface, and yesterday we announced Windows Phone 8 for availability later this week in Europe. So there's not a huge amount of data, but I thought I'd share a few things with you. First of all, in just the last 3 days, we have sold 4 million Windows 8 upgrades. 4 million Windows 8 upgrades. The level of embrace from enthusiasts, for people who want to get out there, is very, very high. And those are all individual users buying a copy or stores stocking shelves for what they see as the demand. We have sold additionally tens of millions of units to our corporate customers who can upgrade when they want to, but have no time pressure to do that anytime soon. We went out and talked to a number of our partners, retailers and hardware vendors, and asked them, what are you seeing? From Mike Edwards at Staples, customers are excited to try out the new features of the hardware. From Mark Slater at Dixon's, the largest consumer electronics retailer in the UK, sales of laptop during launch weekend have been 20% ahead of their forecast. From John Solomon at HP, we're excited about what we're seeing from initial sales, and it looks to be good. So I think all of the key markers are there, and perhaps most emblematic, just any place you go and you went to a Microsoft store. We've got about 65 stores open now in the United States. The shot on the right of this screen is our Times Square store at midnight. You saw a little bit of that in the video, but the level of enthusiasm, the lines that we've been seeing at the stores, yesterday back east, a little different. We've closed some of our East Coast stores for the hurricane, but certainly the level of interest and enthusiasm and desire to learn more about the new line of Windows 8 computers and to see Surface has really been quite remarkable. If you take a look at what people are saying, kind of what's the tenor, everybody gets a chance to read the internet, but I think there's a few quotes that were worth mentioning that I would bring up here today. From CNET, Microsoft Surface is hot. From Geek.com, always a favorite here at Microsoft, 10 reasons to embrace Windows 8 now. From Associated Press, Windows 8 to bridge the gap between PC and mobile devices. And from Josh Topolsky from The Verge on Twitter, who would have thought that in 2012, Microsoft would be the company with the boldest phone and the software design. I think the level of enthusiasm we've seen for the new products has really been stunning. I was down yesterday in San Francisco for the Windows Phone 8 launch, and certainly the people in the room, the press response, I think we're really resonating across the board with the work that we're bringing to market. And certainly I'm enthused as perhaps any moment in our company's history for what the reimagination of Windows and our real step into the mobile world means for our company and our industry. When we mark time here, I think about the biggest events since 1980 when I arrived here. The three big events were the launch of the IBM PC. That was really a biggie. The launch of Windows 95, which was really the thing that brought computing into the mainstream and opened up the internet with the first integrated browsers, and now the launch of Windows 8 and Windows Phone 8. The opportunity to transform the kinds of devices we build, the kinds of applications that we create, the way we use the cloud has never been better than it is today. So as we're sitting here reimagining what we do, and our industry is rebuilding itself around new classes of devices and services, you, the developers in this room, are at the forefront of seizing that opportunity and being able to make it into something which is absolutely, absolutely fantastic. At the Windows launch, we emphasized a few points which I think are really useful for everybody who's thinking about developing a Windows application to hear. Number one, with Windows 8, we absolutely have in our hands the best PCs, hardware and software and service, the best PCs ever made. The best laptops, the best desktops, the best all-in-ones, the new tablet meets PC form factor, which I'll show you a few of today. We have PCs that run on ARM processors in addition to x86. We have PCs that embrace touch in addition to keyboard and stylus. With Windows 8, we built a generation of system that embraces multiple worlds, the PC and the tablet, work and play, keyboard and touch. The integration of a lot of the things which we love into a single device is an important theme of the Windows 8 generation. And I'll show you some devices that emblematize that in various ways. Some of these things are tablets that flip into notebooks. Some of them dock, some of them convert, some of them attach. There'll be as much innovation in hardware form factor as there is individuality and desire in the customer base. We've built the kind of system which I think is important, both on the phone and on the tablet and on the PC, the kind of experience that is essential for this generation. It's alive with activity, alive with the people and information that are most important in our lives. Every Windows device can be personalized with your applications, your website, the people you care about, the information that you're interested in. It's alive and active with information, and I'll show you that in a minute. And very individual to you through the power of the cloud and Microsoft Account and SkyDrive, which lets us all channel exactly what each user wants on their own device. And with the launch of Windows Phone 8, the phone really enters in, I think, in full fruition as a first-class member of the Windows family. The Windows phones that we showed yesterday in detail are absolutely the phones you want to own if you own a Windows 8 system. I'm going to say this a few times over the course of my talk, but literally there'll be hundreds of millions of Windows systems sold in the next year. And people will own all kinds of phones who buy Windows systems. But if you want the best experience with your new Windows computer, the best experience, you'll own a Windows phone. If you want the experience which is most personal, you will buy a Windows phone. And if you want what I now think we can argue is the most killer hardware, screen resolution, audio, camera, video, screens, you will be able to find that in the Windows phone form factor. I'd go so far as to say that, particularly on this personalization point, it's been our magnetic north, our guiding light, since we started the development of Windows Phone in earnest some 4 years ago. And when we set out to reinvent the smartphone, we didn't really set out to build just a single standard phone for all of us. We really wanted to build a phone that could be personal for each of us. Each of our interests, each of our desires for different size and texture and color and affordability. We really set out to build that phone and reinvent the smartphone. And with the range of Windows phones that you'll see in market over the next month, I think you'll see we've really made that come true. In a sense, what these launches really do is they kick off the golden age of opportunity for all of you as software developers. The opportunity to do great applications. I'll talk about making money and driving volume here in a minute. But the opportunity to build great applications is tremendous with what we've done with Windows 8 and Windows Phone 8. Across PC form factors, from the largest screens down to the smallest screen, you can write one modern application and have it work in a scalable way with keyboard and mouse and touch and stylus across the spectrum. As you'll hear later today, we've made it very easy to share the code that you write from the PC form factor to the phone form factor. Very easy to share with common graphic systems and HTML support, and perhaps most importantly, the same cloud infrastructure, the same Microsoft account and the same SkyDrive backing these devices, PCs and phones. I will go so far as to argue that you can not only build popular applications, but the applications that you deliver on the Windows platform will be better applications than you will deliver anywhere else. If you choose to marry the opportunities in the system to build your own live tiles so that the information in your application is alive and personalized to the users of your applications. If you choose to embrace a Microsoft account and make it very easy when someone turns on their Windows device or their Windows Phone device, they can log in and have an experience that you've personalized to them. If you roam and share and store the stuff from your applications in the back-end infrastructure that they know so well with SkyDrive. On Windows 8, you want to make your app not only alive and available, but much easier to use from a discoverability perspective. That's one of the problems people have with applications today. How do I get people to find my app? Once they found it, how do I get it in front of them where it should be on a regular basis? And how do I bring them back in the context of other activities that they're doing? I think we've really built that in a way that the consumer is going to love and that you as developers can really take advantage of. And last but certainly not least, I want to emphasize what we've done in IE10 in Windows 8. The upgrade to IE to make it very fast, very fluid, and very touch optimized really means you can build different and better and more exciting web experiences on this full range of Windows 8 devices. And I want to make sure that we show you a little bit of that. I thought the best way to do that was through a little bit of a demonstration. And to demonstrate the products, not just kind of as is, but I thought we should demonstrate them on some of the new hardware. Many of you have downloaded Windows 8. You've used it on what I would call Windows 7 generation hardware. I thought I would show you Windows 8 running on Windows 8 generation hardware. I'm not going to try to show you every device that somebody's built for Windows 8. I just picked a few that I thought would wet your whistle and help you see, because I think the creativity in your application is a function not only of the software and the services and even the application experiences we build in, but also the hardware we sit on. They're all springboards for your imagination and your innovation. So I'm going to show you a few different devices, and I'll apologize in advance. I thought I'd just do the demo myself on my personal account. I'm not a professional demo guy. I haven't been for a while, but it's all shipping software, so let's see how it goes. I thought I'd start on a machine that is shipping. Frankly, we just bought this company, Perceptive Pixel, that makes this very large 82-inch Windows 8 slate. This is an 82-incher. It's the kind you want to carry around and show your friends. Eventually, we're going to have 82-inch slates at a price point where people can afford them and want to put them in a lot of conference rooms and classrooms and the like. But at least it'll get you thinking about some of the scenarios that you can imagine. So here's my lock screen. I've got my picture password enabled, and boom, I'm in Windows 8. It's just a big Windows 8 slate. It scrolls. It's alive with activity. That should be obvious. Market's closed today, so we're not getting that information. There's another busy finish on the PGA Tour. People are tweeting in some language I don't understand, but mentioning me in the tweets. That's got to be good. I don't know who Pontius is, and actually I think it's Greek, but it's all Greek to me. So you get a sense it's alive with activity. I thought I'd maybe help you a little bit in terms of really being prepared for your couple days here on the Microsoft campus. This is the Microsoft campus, just on Bing Maps. In case you were confused, you're in the state of Washington, which is in the United States. This is where, whoa, we don't want to go to Russia. This is where we are. And we'll just kind of zoom in. And you can see this is the Microsoft campus. We're sitting right about here right now. This would be a baseball field if you weren't sitting here. Your meetings today will be in this tent. They'll be in our building 33, and through the magic of bus service across the freeway in building 92. If you get lost or confused, you just come and we'll spin you around inside the building, and you can see anything you want on your 82-inch Windows slate. But to give you another sense, of course, that would be a modern application running on Windows 8. Let me bring up OneNote, which is a part of the Office family that essentially I manage my life in today. Very important to me. Here are the notes for the demonstration that I'm doing today. Here's all the PowerPoint slides. See, we had a great start. This actually got changed. This is now 4 million upgrades. Now, why is that important? That's getting automatically roamed through SkyDrive to all these devices. We'll come back to that later. My demo notes, there was one thing I was worried about that I didn't write down, which is that I'm going to be too long. Watch it. If we get to this note before I'm done, and it still says too long, watch it, and that clock is red, I'll let you know. So these things have now been all roamed through the cloud from the new Microsoft Office, which was written with touch in mind. We didn't completely go to the modern interface, but we built touch mode in as a first-class citizen in the applications, so that all of the Office applications, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, Outlook, Link, they've all been redone to facilitate operation in touch and in pen mode. So let me go ahead and lock this, because it is my personal account. So we'll just lock here real quick, and let's go to the next system. This is a new Dell XPS system, 27-inch screen, also running Windows 8. And I thought maybe what I would do here is just show you some of the capabilities that we've built into Windows 8 for searching and sharing. These are all available as system services to all of you writing applications for consumers, for businesses. I thought maybe I'd just show them to you. I swipe in from the right hand of the screen, and let's just do a search. I was on stage yesterday at the Windows Phone launch with Jessica Alba, who's a new Windows Phone user. So why don't we go ahead and do a little search on Jessica Alba. I could use the on-screen keyboard. One thing you can see is we have no apps yet in the marketplace on Jessica Alba. Let's go to Xbox Video. And in Xbox Video, you can see there's a number of videos that star Jessica Alba. Let's see what we have on SkyDrive. On SkyDrive, it looks like I have a picture of me and Jessica Alba both holding up our Windows phones. Excellent. Excellent to bring home after a long day. We look into email. In an email, I find a note from a lady I work with, Jill Giacomoni. She thought Jessica did a great job at the Windows Phone launch today. Finance. Our finance application doesn't know anything about Jessica Alba. That's because we don't know yet about her new company, the Honest Company. I can, of course, just go out to the web. I just tap Internet Explorer, and now I'm seeing. Now, what's happened in each of these cases? As I tap, I'm searching specifically in the context of the application. And any of you in your application, once it's installed on the system, it can be available for people to search in a context-specific way inside your application. We've done that in IE and video and finance and mail. You can do it in your application. We've written a new Bing application. The new Bing application can do search. You would expect it to, but I also have the ability to just drag the new Bing app to the side of the screen, and then I can tab through various pages without losing my search results. So these are just now open tabs in IE that have something to do with Jessica Alba. Last thing maybe I'll show you with search. Let's go look inside the news application. These are all built into Windows 8. Oops. They're all built inside of Windows 8. There's a nice, we're still on the web page. Let's go to the, this is the news app. Go back. So you go inside the news application. I can present any search term to our news app, and it will go out and create a newspaper, if you will. This is a newspaper about Jessica Alba. you can see from yesterday, Microsoft brings out Jessica Alba to show off Kids Corner. I can drill into the article, which in this case happens to be a web page, and now I can share that in context through the share charm. Again, each and every one of your applications has the ability to register with the system. You can share things out, or you can allow things to be shared out through you. I'll just share this out through email. I guess I'll send it to my wife. That seems like a smart thing to do. Very smart thing to do. I never leave the context. I hit send, and it's gone. Very simple. Searching and sharing system-wide capabilities. I show you them on this XPS system at 27 inches. The last thing maybe I'll do just before we leave this is I want to show you again how roaming and roaming user preferences can work. It works in the system, it can work in your application. So I'm going to go ahead and change the lock screen. The lock screen currently is a shot of my son's football team. I'm going to pick that nice picture of me and Jessica Alba. I could go up to SkyDrive. Let's do that. I could browse. So let's go up here, and instead let's look out on SkyDrive, see what SkyDrive has to offer. Again, any of your applications can participate. I'll pick a picture. Maybe I won't use the one with her. How about we change the lock screen to one of these nice Times Square shots. We'll choose the picture, and it will change then immediately the lock screen on this computer. You saw it already change on that computer. Automatically roam settings, your user settings, the information about your application can work similarly, roaming across the various systems using the Microsoft account and SkyDrive backend infrastructure. Let me turn now to a little different size device. The smallest devices up here, which are the Windows Phone devices. These are just 3 of the devices that we had a chance to show yesterday. This is a 4.8-inch Samsung device, very personalized to me. Golf, Bill Gates, exactly as shown in the video. Here's a very beautiful and thin and light HTC design. Built-in amps, wide-angle camera on the front for great Skype operation. Has built-in Beats audio, very thin, very light design, very personalized. And last but certainly not least, one of the new Nokias with these, oops, I gotta get my password. With a beautiful, I have a little different personalization I've chosen for this device, but a beautiful screen with technology that lets this look good even in sort of the most vigorous sunlight. You can see I have my notes pinned right on the front. Let's see here. There's all the notes that I had a chance to show you earlier. I'll just stop and sync them for a second. Oops. They are syncing as we speak. We will see the ink annotations, or at least we should see the ink annotations that I made earlier on this device. Here we go. There's the ink annotation I made earlier about going to 4 million upgrades, automatically roamed across all of my Windows devices through SkyDrive infrastructure, Microsoft account, and in this case, the OneNote application. This is the kind of real-time, automatically everything up-to-date operation that I think all of our customers are really going to want. Let me turn next to this Asus Vivo machine. Looks like a very nice laptop, if you will. Pretty thin, pretty light design. But in this case, the keyboard also, or the screen also detaches. And what you have here is a 1.15 pound, 1.15-pound laptop or a tablet. This thing has an ARM Tegra processor. The phones have Qualcomm processors. The first two machines all have Intel Core processors. But you can see, very fast, very, very light. I'm tempted to want to throw it to somebody in the front row, but it's logged into my email, so I'm not going to do that. I want to show you one other thing that I recommend you do in your applications that we did in our sports application that is built in. Here's Bing Sports. I'll go ahead and swipe down, and let's go to my favorite teams. Anybody have a favorite team in any sport they want to call out? Giants? Giants. I heard Giants. They're the Tigers. I'm from Detroit. I've already pinned the Tigers. So let's go ahead and we'll add. A little hard to do upside down, but the, oops, that's not how you spell San Francisco. Where's the A? Let me just type. San Fran, oh, there they are. The San Francisco Giants. I'll go ahead and select. We'll look at the San Francisco Giants. Aren't they beautiful? Beating my Detroit Tigers right there. But now I can just swipe down, and you'll see at the bottom of the screen a little thing that says Pin to Start. So I'm going to click on Pin to Start. It asks me to confirm. And now when I go back to the Start screen, you'll see there they are, the San Francisco Giants. Alive, with activity, personalized for the individual user. So you see it's probably saying that they've won some games, that they're good, that they beat the Tigers a bunch of times. All of you in your own application can provide these kinds of deep links with the ability to pin to the Start screen with live information. That's something that any developer can do, and we encourage you to do it, and then let your users customize and personalize their Start screens with the information alive from the applications that you choose to build. So that's the Asus Vivo. As I said, it's only 1.15 pounds detached. It's a brilliant little computer in many, many ways. Here's the Microsoft Surface. The Microsoft Surface also is based on the Tegra processor from NVIDIA, as is the Vivo. You can see Microsoft Office is included with both. I'll go open up Microsoft Word, and if I can not block the camera, I am not a touch typist. I'm not a touch typist in any environment, so you're going to see me type in my real form. It is not the keyboard. The great, oops, there we go, brown cow. I always look down, jumped over, you get it, etc. We're not going to put up with that much longer. But what we have in the Surface is probably the best expression of the PC meets the tablet. The PC meets the tablet. You can see it's great for work. Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and OneNote are built in, but it's also good for play. One of the things that we built into all of the Windows 8 devices and all of the Windows RT devices is Xbox Music. So I'll start Xbox Music, and with every Windows 8 device, you get free streaming of music as a feature of every Windows 8 computer. So give me the name of something and let's see how well we can stream it. Pardon me? Boy, I couldn't hear that. How about we go with Power? That's a song that probably doesn't have lyrics that are appropriate. Give me another one. Give me another one. Free Burn? Oh man, now you're gonna make me go with an oldie or something because it's all I know. How about we use Beautiful Day? I can get that type eventually. Beautiful Day, boom. We do search through the search charm. You can see we have artist, album, songs. Let me just go ahead and play Beautiful Day from Xbox Music. Let me unplug the audio jack, though, and just give you a little bit of a sense. We've had the built-in kickboard. This device weighs 1.5 pounds, and partly because we really wanted to make the battery great for all-day operation and to build in a kickstand that lets this be a tablet, a notebook, and a freestanding tablet. So if I want to quit, I close, and I leave. Just that simple. Microsoft Surface. Next, I thought I would show you a machine that will launch in the next few weeks. This is the Lenovo ThinkPad Tablet 2. This, too, is super light. It's 1.32 pounds, which makes it lighter than a Surface, not quite as light as the Vivo. But it runs the Intel Atom processor. So it literally runs every piece of software ever written for Windows. It runs all Win32 applications, not just a few plus modern applications. It is just like the first two big machines that I showed you in terms of the application set that it runs. So I can bring up Microsoft Outlook, if you can get a shot of that. You know, I can tab through. This is actually my emails, so I got to be careful what I touch on. How about this one? You know, just information, things that are going on. This is the new touch version of Outlook. It runs all of the Windows 8 software, but let me just bring up again Microsoft OneNote. So in this very thin and light package, I also have a built-in stylus. I can take notes. Let's go look at those PowerPoint slides. You again see the 4 million upgrade annotation that I made on the big board, and I can go ahead and do additional annotations. I'll probably just write down build rocks. And there it is, build rocks. And now that'll roam through, and when I get back to my desk later on today, I will probably delete that with no prejudice to the audience here. I just want to keep my notes clear and simple. But you get a sense of what SkyDrive roaming account can mean in the hands of a great application. But this runs absolutely everything. It is based on the Intel Atom processor, and it'll be available in the next month. The last machine I want to show you is actually the one that perhaps has been most, to my surprise, surprising people. And it's one in a class of many, but this happens to be the Acer Aspire S7. You can get it with an i5 core processor or an i7 core processor. It weighs 2.38 pounds. That's all. 2.38 pounds. See if you can get a shot of that. It is a very thin, very light notebook. Again, running, if I don't turn it off with my hand, which I just did, running Windows 8. It is also all touch-based. You say, do people really want to use touch laptops? Touch laptops really are cool. I had a group of leaders of companies down in the Bay Area together for dinner the other night, and they were just sitting there saying, really? You mean I can just go touch my laptop? Really? I can just go point and things happen? Really? I can just flip through like I would on a tablet? And the answer is absolutely yes. I think this machine itself and other ones like it from other manufacturers is probably exactly what this crowd of people will want as software developers. In fact, we went ahead and installed Visual Studio on this machine. With a Core i7 processor, this is as good a machine on which not only to do your testing and targeting, but also to do your software development. It is something that you get in our world that we don't have in some of our competitors' worlds, is the ability to develop and test and host all on the same machine. The last thing I thought I would just show you briefly, the last thing I wanted to show you briefly was the new MSN for Windows 8. This is a website. This is not an application, but it is a website that was really written, optimized for IE10 and optimized for touch. So you get a sense of just how fast and fluid a website can be. You know, I can click in, I don't know what the headline article is, something about basketball here. I go ahead and I click in, but I have regular web advertising. These are just web pages with a constant look and feel that's similar to Windows 8, but in a touch notebook form factor. I encourage you to have a chance to check out not only the machines that I showed you here today, but to check out a broad variety of machines that you'll find at the Microsoft stores, the Best Buy stores, and other stores near you where you look for electronics. Search, share, Microsoft account, SkyDrive, Live Tiles, Live Activity, just some of the things that I tried to highlight for you in these applications, which you can also do in your own applications. In case it wasn't clear, we're all in with Windows 8. Every group in Microsoft has contributed some content, an application, some first-class experience that's been optimized for Windows 8, Windows Phone 8, and Touch. I thought I would show you a little video that just has some snippets of what the Xbox team is doing, so you can control your Xbox from your Windows Phone or from your Windows 8 system, and some of the kinds of new experiences that people will write for Windows 8 that work in conjunction with Xbox-powered TVs. So roll the video, and then when we come back, Stephen Guggenheimer will come up and talk to you more about what's going on in application development outside of Microsoft. Roll the video, please.
Xbox, My Playlists, Chill Out Playlists. Play.
Time to go. Okay.
Oh, I got this.